now we're live. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I did that for John. Welcome to Screen Heroes, episode 101. I am Derek, one of your weekly hosts. I have my other two hosts with me, Ryan.
Hi.
Hey.
And Ray.
Hi.
And then this other dude.
Hey.
This is John.
You guys might recognize my voice from the most popular podcast, Gamer Heroes.
Oh, he doesn't even know the name of
No,
the
it's
show.
okay. It's okay. Gamer Heroes.
It's so good.
We're
John
trying to
can't
mooch
remember
off
the
of
name.
your audience.
Exactly. So it's good to put a face to a name if you haven't
Yeah,
seen
because you've never
me.
been on this before.
Right. For the new people watching.
But yeah, John and I do host Gamer Heroes together on Tuesdays. It's our video game podcast at heroespodcast.com.
They also have a P.O. box. You can send them all of your used panties. Because
We do have a P.O. box.
I do
though.
actually send
You're
them panties.
clear
sometimes.
fans
My own
and- yeah.
panties. I sometimes just wear them for John.
That's
Do you know what our P.O. box is off the top of your head? I know we have one now.
the only P.O. box I know is Stickly.
All right, well, I'll put it in the show notes.
New York City, New York State,
10108.
Well, that's not
That
it.
was better.
We do have a P.O. box now, though, which is really exciting.
Yeah,
So,
it's funny.
For all those packages people do not want to send us.
No, but for all the packages we do send when people win prizes, and I don't have to
that's
give
fair.
my personal home address. So that's kind of what the goal was there, is to have it be more official. So,
All
And
right.
panties. So.
And panties. Man panties. 'Cause I
anyway, so we have John on tonight because
Yes.
we are going to be talking about Overwatch.
Yes. Are you guys following the league?
A little bit, yeah.
We have been.
Yeah.
What, does our audience know what Overwatch is?
So Overwatch is a first-person shooter from Blizzard
Video game.
video game. Well, what other first-person shooter would there be?
I don't know, movie. There was Doom.
That was
There was
just
that one
that wasn't a
scene.
first-person shooter. It was a first-person like shot.
Scene.
It was like a POV.
I'm just saying it might confuse
Blair
your
Witch
audience.
Project is a more
There you go. Blair
first-person
Witch
shooter.
Project.
There you go. No, I mean I'm following the league a little bit. You know, my team's only 2-2, so.
What team did you choose to adopt?
Well, so we're out in Kansas City. There is no Kansas City or other like real Midwest team. I'm not counting Texas as Midwest. So there's no KC, St. Louis, Chicago, nothing like that. So I'm from Philly originally. So I guess I'm going with the Philadelphia Fusion.
Okay.
The Overwatch League is the official esports league for Overwatch. For those who don't know, go to overwatchleague.com for details.
John?
Or just watch one of our podcasts, one of the Gamer Heroes episodes. We
I
explain all
recommend you
about
listen to it, not watch
Excuse me.
it.
Listen to it. Don't
John's
watch.
really doing good with the plugs. tonight.
But-
Game
Yeah.
Heroes.
Totally.
John came here and he's just not doing well.
She
and
knows what's
good
up.
God.
Well, he came out with guns
Do you guys
a-blazing.
want to come here and feel this back muscle? It's
I
pretty
felt it,
intense.
trust me.
Like,
Oh my
He did
god.
some
All right,
traps.
let's relax.
Are you
Let me
wearing
relax.
your new muscle kit?
I am not. I am
there's
not
a
wearing.
legit
Come play
divot.
come see that.
There's a legit divot. Fantastic.
John, do you have an Overwatch team you're rooting for?
No, not particularly. We had some fun, interesting news recently. A player got banned for
Suspended.
Sorry.
I think you guys probably covered that on the video game podcast, right? No,
Well, we
don't need to cover
didn't
that.
have
We
an
actually
episode
haven't.
this week.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
that sucks.
I'm thinking about throwing this one in the feed just so some people can hear it.
I think that's
but
a good idea.
Yeah, we actually were not able to record this week, so we'll be back next Tuesday.
Right.
Well, do we have any news about, like, I don't know, movies? Like our normal
Yes.
podcast?
All
So
right.
the
that we
Oscar
should talk about?
noms came out today.
So
And Get Out received 4 nominations.
sure.
I thought you were telling me to get out. I was
No.
like, what? All
Get
right.
Out received 4 nominations, and Jordan Peele is the first black man to get a Best Picture, a Best Screenplay, and a Best Director nomination. So that's kind of a cool big
It was a
deal.
great movie. It was
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies last year. But it looks like The Shape of Water is also like leading the board,
13 nominations for
Yeah,
the Shape
which
of
doesn't
Water.
surprise me because Guillermo needs this, and this was a passion project for him. So I haven't seen it yet. I've been wanting to see it. It's, from what I heard, it's a love story, but it gets a little weird.
Well, sure, it gets weird. You have,
But
Yeah,
Doug
we have
Jones is
Guillermo del
Ape Sapien,
Toro.
basically.
he needs this. He needs to, like, he
always
hasn't
gets weird.
He hasn't had a nomination in a really long time. I think Pan's Labyrinth was his like last really big one.
Well, let's look at his other stuff. He's honestly probably best known for Hellboy and Pacific Rim, and those are not Oscar films. And so The Shape of Water, kind of leads me to think that there's a slight chance that the Academy might be steering its view, or at least being a little more encompassing of the geek stuff. You know, we've had great movies in pop culture for the last, 6 years that are Oscar worthy, but they get snubbed every year because they're superheroes or science fiction.
Logan.
Yeah.
Logan actually got one, though.
He got
Just
one.
one.
Was
It's
it
okay,
editing?
No. It's best adapted.
Yeah,
It's
it was not a
adapted
technical.
screenplay.
It was
Which is a big one.
Which is a big one.
Yeah,
You're
that's,
right.
that's cool.
I'm happy with that.
I'm good with that.
Guardians got
Best
one.
visual effects,
That was,
right?
Yeah, I think that was best visual
something
effects. I'm
for
trying
visual
to
effects.
pull
Yeah.
that up here. But
I am a little bummed that Wonder Woman didn't get one. Costume design, editing would have been fun. Like,
I thought original score maybe or
yeah,
something like
original
that.
score would have been good. Best original song for To Be Human would have been fine.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. But I mean, there's some other movies really got a lot of category. I mean, Blade Runner 2049 was nominated quite a few times. Star Wars got, I think, 4 nominations. Baby Driver got a couple. So there was a lot to spread around.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm disappointed that Wonder Woman didn't get any nomination at all. But at least Logan got something.
Right. That was I was really pulling for Logan.
Right? Like, Hugh Jackman this
really
year
good.
pulled out 2 really great performances between Logan and The Greatest Showman, and I really thought that one would score him a Greatest Actor nod. But what can you do? What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the biggest bit of news this week that I got very excited about, Duke Nukem movie, directed by Michael Bay, starring John Cena. I cannot think of a better like if they asked me, who do we want to have direct a Duke Nukem movie, I would 100% make it Michael Bay. There's one thing he does well, and that is action and explosions, and that's what Duke Nukem's all
And there's
about.
going to be a truck, and it's going to flip, and it's going to explode.
That's Duke
And then we're
Nukem!
gonna
Have you ever played the games?
Yes, yes. John and I have both played Duke Nukem quite a bit.
Which one?
All of them.
You
And
played Duke
unfortunately-
Nukem Forever?
Unfortunately, yes. I
I skipped
pre-ordered
that
it.
one.
I pre-ordered it, and I was the first
I'm
person
there
in
with
line
you.
to get it, and I was so angry because it was a terrible game.
I pre-ordered it on PC, so I didn't have to wait in line.
It was a
But-
2000 title in 2008. It was terrible.
Right. Okay. So I love the character since Duke Nukem 3D came out. Back when
Yes.
my dad used to
It was
play
the
it and
best one.
take the adult version down so I couldn't give strippers money in the game.
Didn't
Although
even
there was a
realize
little
you could do
trick
that.
where there was if you went up to the stripper pole where the stripper's supposed to be, it would hand money and there would just be nothing happening. You couldn't see. All it did was make the stripper not an asset in the game or whatever.
seen that.
When you
sprite just
censored
wouldn't
it,
show
yeah. But I mean. John Cena, everybody has an opinion on it, and you don't have to be a good actor to be able to play Duke Nukem. You basically need to be ripped and wear a blonde wig that sticks straight up, and that's basically
Square cut,
it.
yeah.
I just can't imagine that being a good movie.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it'll probably be a good movie in the same sense that Transformers was a good movie, whereas it made a lot of money. But
the
not
first
actually a good
Transformers
movie.
was actually
That's
decent.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
decent.
I mean, it was the best
ones,
of the Transformers
Yeah, which is
movies.
pretty bad.
And, one of them's got to be better
But,
than the others.
let's talk about Turtles. He really ruined Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but Turtles
for me.
is a way deeper property than Duke Nukem.
I know, but it's
Let's
just stop taking all of our childhood things like Thundercats
Nukem is
and
not
just
a child-
ruining them.
I don't think that Duke Nukem is a beloved childhood
Yeah,
character.
it wasn't meant to be a
I had a lot of
childhood
fun.
thing. I played it
I
as a
had
kid.
a lot of fun as a '90s kid playing it. So
Yeah, but it's not a child property.
it was an adult
where
property.
Transformers and Ninja Turtles.
so that's a big question.
And
Will it
Bad
be
Boys
R? Will it be R?
those were both great, and those were R-rated movies.
true.
Will it be R?
You can't.
It has to be, right?
You can't do a Duke Nukem movie that's PG-13.
I think
Correct.
we're boring, Ray.
I just have nothing to say. Didn't
That's
play the
his exciting.
game. Don't really care. Whatever happens,
have
happens. I will agree that
3D on my
everything that Ryan said, Duke Nukem plus Michael Bay plus John Cena, it makes sense. It's the most sensical thing I've heard all of 2018.
Really? Can you think of somebody that would do Duke Nukem better than Michael Bay? Having played through
it
the
just
games?
makes
No.
10 times more sense than anything else than Ryan Reynolds starring in Clue. that.
Or as
I mean, it'll be
Detective
fine.
Pikachu.
No, he's not going to be Detective
You know, he's
Pikachu.
playing Pikachu.
I know, that's why
He
it's
is.
hilarious. He is Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
I mean,
It's funny.
No,
he's
they-
not gonna,
There's no arguing.
but he's not going to do like the mocap. I mean,
No.
Yes, he is.
No, it's an animated
He's
film.
still the voicing fine.
is it? I was under the impression it was a live action movie.
It's a
No.
live action movie.
I
It's
thought it
probably
was
like a
animated.
Robert or
Nobody knows what it is. Okay, let's just throw that out there. Literally every bit of information is a casting that's like, what is happening? There's a movie called Detective Pikachu coming out. Nobody knows if it's animated or, you know,
is
live
it the
action.
movie pitching the game or is
Yeah,
it the game
we don't
pitching
know
the movie?
what's going on.
No, the game comes out first because the game comes out in March.
You guys
the game
have
is
to play
pitching the
that.
movie.
There's been 2 fake movie trailers for a Crocodile Dundee sequel. I'm pretty sure they're fake.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure they're real.
No, I'm pretty
The
sure it's a
Danny
lead
McBride
up to
one
like a
is
Super
real.
Bowl ad or something. I don't
Danny
no,
McBride
I
is
don't think
real.
it is. I think that is such a joke. We'll find out, but I'm pretty sure it's completely fake and it's just leading up to something at like the Super Bowl or something.
I wish I could
like
be
that.
as optimistic as you.
I can't imagine that that's a real
That's a
thing.
way high budget fake trailer.
How much do they spend on Super Bowl commercials?
That's
Sure,
true.
sure, but
That's a very, very good point.
the most successful Super Bowl commercials are like the stupid, fast, silly ones. So just saying.
I'm just saying,
One of the most popular commercials of all time was the Snickers where the 2 men kiss, and that was the most popular
I don't
one.
remember that one.
So it was like 7 or 8 Super Bowls ago. But anyways,
I don't know. I still really like the ones where the horses play football.
there you go.
We're
Really silly and
taking a
stupid.
turn here,
Oh, come on, it's a great one. You
I know.
remember that
I
one?
was at least talking about movies.
right?
You started the Super Bowl conversation.
No, I started talking. I said that I think it's fake for
Leading
leading
up
into
to
the
the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl
and then you guys went off on Super Bowl tangent. Anyway,
Fine.
Fun fact, you and I did a fan cast of Clue together a while ago, I think in an article on the HPN.
Did we?
Yeah, it was like 2016, 2015,
I
something
remember.
like that. It was
I
a while
recall.
ago.
it was before it was HPN. It was Grid
Yeah.
Daily
Still the
or
Grid Daily.
Hey, look, we've rebranded
Any
a couple
other
of
names?
times. All right, don't worry
I know.
about
I
it.
have a
Sci-Fi
shirt
Frontier.
from every time. so.
HeroesPodcast.com. That's all you gotta know.
But yeah, we included Bill Hader and Aubrey Plaza in it, a few other people. So
Well, that's cool. I don't remember that.
yeah. Well, you and I love that movie so much, and I pretty much came up with the cast. You came up with the premise that you didn't want them to remake it. You wanted a similar situation in a different era in time, so that it could be just adapted differently, and these people wouldn't be playing the same Miss Scarlet. They'd again be aliases to save their identities and stuff like that. Anyway, so yeah, we're casting Overwatch as a movie. If it ever becomes a movie, it's already very cinematic as is, and it's already got a great story behind it. So I thought, what a fun Screen Heroes, Gamer Heroes mashup to fan cast this. We
Yeah.
each picked 5 or 6 characters, and we are gonna go one by one, I guess.
Should we at least go around real quick and just say which characters we have?
No.
You know, you
That
just
seems unnecessary.
okay, fine. Then people just won't know
No
what characters are
preparation.
coming from anywhere.
Yeah.
If you
All
want
right.
to talk a little bit more about Duke Nukem, I can write a little thing up and we can just draw what character.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I could talk about Duke Nukem more if that's what you want
No,
to
that's
do.
fine. So for those who don't know about Overwatch, you can pause this and go watch some videos and stuff on Blizzard's website. There's a nice like Pixar style trailer that kind
Very
of
good.
introduces some of the characters and things of that nature. So there are good guys, there are bad guys, there are humans and robots and intelligent talking gorillas.
There's a web comic.
There is, yeah, a really
Yeah.
cool webcomic. So we'll be, casting characters, casting the actors based on the characters as we know them in the game. And if anyone kind of does something out of left field, we'll probably ask for why.
Okay. Brian, go first. You went last time. Sorry.
I don't remember it. I think you're lying about that, but I don't remember enough to argue.
We have things recorded. I can check the transcripts.
Let's do that real quick.
No, let's just go.
Okay. I'm going to go with Anna first because that's my most boring one and I don't know the actress very much.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually think the character is really fun to play, but It's kind
She's
of
a sniper, right?
she's a
healing
sniping
sniper.
healer, yeah.
Her bullets heal
or
make you
damage.
Right.
They also damage enemies.
She's
She is from
she's a support character.
She's of Egyptian descent.
And she's an older woman.
She is an older Egyptian woman, the mother of another character in the game that I'm sure we'll be casting at some point. So I went with somebody. I was kind of limited because you want to go like somewhere from, maybe not Egyptian, but definitely from that general area. And there's not a lot of older actresses that are.
I have one in mind already.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's probably not who I cast.
It's right. I had a similar problem. So
Commodore Paris from Star Trek Beyond, if you've ever seen that. She had a small role in that where she was basically like, I think she was the one that was like trying to make Kirk realize his dream or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sure,
She was great. She had a really good, I felt like she had a good kind of like motherly presence, and in that tiny scene I'm going
That's a
off
good
of.
pick, though.
Her name is
Yeah.
Shora Agdashlu. I don't know if I'm probably killing that, but in that one scene she was great, and so that's who I would pick for it. I
like
think
that.
it's important for that character to feel kind of grandmotherly or matronly, to other people in the cast. So I
But
feel
still
like
be
she
a
could probably
badass
do that.
sniper.
But still be able to handle business if she needs to. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Derek, you go.
Okay. So I am a lot happier about my other picks than this first one. Reason being, I had a similar problem to Ryan. So I had Mercy, who is my favorite support character. Well, she's Swiss.
You
Yeah, but you don't have to cast it.
So-
Swiss people are they look like white
I know,
people.
but
You're not
look,
whitewashing it
my
by
goal-
making it an American person.
My goal here was to get as close as possible to the original nationalities of the characters. I did not fulfill this completely, but I tried.
I ignored that. I'll just tell you all right now.
It kind of depended on the situation, but Mercy.
McCree is actually being played
McCree is played
an
by Terry
Asian
Crews.
woman.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this person is probably my biggest name actor, though, because I thought this would be a good way to kind of bring an A-lister into it. So I actually picked Jennifer Lawrence, based off of how
Makes sense.
she looks in, Red Sparrow and some other films, obviously. She's very successful. People will come and see her movies. And she can pull off an action role. It's not going to be a problem for her to do something like that. So that's who I decided to go with, since I couldn't find a Swiss actor in the age range that I was looking for. That was a little bit difficult. So
I'm good with that. I don't question it at all. I told you to go with generic blonde actress number 5 anyway.
you did, but
that pretty much fits her. So
yeah, my original goal was to find someone Swiss because she has a bit of an accent in the game, but I'm sure Jennifer can figure out the accent. So
Okay. Now, John, do you still want to go last?
No, I can go right now.
All right, go right now.
I'll probably go with one of my least known characters, but all of mine are a lot of fun. I'm gonna go with Hanzo first, and I picked
Hanzo's
Daniel.
an archer in the game. He's
Okay, sorry, I didn't have to give the backstory.
Well,
Ryan,
not
go ahead and give
everybody.
the backstory.
Not everybody knows everything about Overwatch. In fact,
Sure,
a lot
sure.
of this is a movie podcast, so a lot of people
So I'm
probably
gonna
don't know
rely on
anything
you.
about
so
it.
go ahead and explain it.
He's basically just like an Asian archer, like old style longbow archer, and
he has a brother who
Yes.
I'm sure we'll get to at some point.
Okay, so I picked Daniel Wu. You
Yes.
guys, he's very popular in Into the Badlands. He's actually a master martial artist, and this is how detailed I went with it. So they actually have like an estimate of Hanzo's like physique and measurements, and Daniel Wu is very close to those. So Daniel Wu is 5'11". He has a 40-inch chest.
Wow, that's very
Yeah,
specific.
and he's in top physical shape. So like he's the perfect guy in my opinion. He's also a master of weapons, so I feel like he can probably yield a bow very well. If you guys watch the show Into the Badlands, he kind of throws this this chain knife thing around really well. So he deals with a lot of sticks. He does a lot of swords. Like he basically just uses a shit ton of weapons. Excuse my language. A ton of weapons. And he would be perfect for Hanzo.
Okay.
are his nipples normal? Because Hanzo has a lot of nipples showing.
A lot of nipples showing?
Well, one nipple, but in a lot of his skins.
Okay, I got as detailed as his chest, but I didn't look at his nipples.
Okay, well, that could be a problem, but otherwise I agree with the cast.
I didn't realize he had a lot of nipple show. I'm not playing 4K, so I guess
That's
I'm
true.
missing some of that.
Up your game, Derek. Literally.
All right, Ray, you're up.
All right, so I'll go with my most boring character. Just for a little bit of my backstory, I've never played Overwatch. I'm a fan of Overwatch because of the culture behind it, the cosplay behind it, their incredible outfits, and what Blizzard is trying to do with the characters is very admirable. So I'm going with Bastion. I had no idea all he did was beeps and boops.
Yeah.
I had
And he has a pet bird.
no clue. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this robot, I'm going to cast Idris Elba because I want like the sexiest, blackest voice out of this guy.
I was just about to say like a sexy bee boop.
But that's not the case. So I'm going to go with D. Bradley Baker, who has voiced millions.
Alan Tudyk, clearly.
No.
He already gets to be a droid.
I
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
which is why he's so good at it.
D. Bradley Baker has been in so many things as extra voice here or animal voice here, and he's
Who'd you cast as a
so
bird?
good at it.
Bill Murray.
D can do both, man.
If Bill Murray could be a bear, he could definitely
could be
a
Garfield.
bird. Oh God.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So that's it.
Yeah, Bastion is the R2-D2 of the Overwatch universe.
I had no clue. When I suggested that character for myself, when I was like, yeah, I get Bastion, I thought he had a...
Were you thinking of like Winston, like the ape?
No,
Okay,
not
I
at
was-
all. I was thinking like
She knows who he looks like.
K2SO, where he can
Right,
actually
right.
talk.
No.
And that's what I was thinking.
What's great is when you get a loot box and you open it up and you get a voice line for Bastion.
It's literally just a different combination of boops and beeps.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's so
Yeah.
real. It's so real.
It makes you feel a little cheated.
little
But you
bit,
know what? Bastion is a very powerful character because
But they nerfed a bunch, right?
Yeah. Well, they go up and down. Like sometimes they'll make him more powerful, and sometimes they'll really nerf him for a while. Like they kind of do that with everybody. They did that with Mercy recently.
Well, I really like the changes to Mercy, but I don't think anybody
Oh,
else
it's about to
did.
get...
No, you
yeah.
won't like the newer changes.
I know.
But
I meant the,
he's very
the ones
powerful.
that they're nerfing. So
So beep boop or not, he's strong.
Beep boops. Ryan.
Oh, am I up again?
Yeah.
Okay, this one was an easy one for me. I already knew who it was the second I picked the character Moira, who is a new character in Overwatch. She's kind of a David Bowie-esque healer that can heal and do damage, and she throws out healing and damage orbs and has like a beam, like an Iron Man.
She's like a mad
arc
scientist.
reactor beam. Yeah. So I picked Tilda Swinton because there's really no one else you can cast. Basically, I was thinking like, who would I want to
She
play
already
David
looked like
Bowie
it.
in a David
Yeah.
Bowie biopic, and that was who it would be.
Androgynous.
And,
I
yeah,
want that look.
exactly.
that's a great pick.
Yeah.
When you were going, I was like, I don't know who he's going to be saying. Like, who is he thinking of? That's perfect.
Yeah, there's literally I had no other people that I thought would even be close. If I had to pick a second, I would pick Lady Gaga. Because she has this
Interesting.
similar kind of androgynous kind of look that would, I think...
Ruby Rose would be good too. If she could act just a little bit better. Just a little bit. Anyway. Derek.
Okay. So I'm trying to mix mine up a little bit here. So I'm going to go with Roadhog next.
So what's his nationality that you're trying to get close to?
So that's not going to work out real well. He's Australian.
Oh, so it's just on the one character.
No,
Right,
I said
right.
I tried, and I really only got there with like 2 of the characters, which is really
did you cast
disappointing.
Jack Black?
So no,
Okay. Or Danny DeVito?
no.
Okay.
So Roadhog is a giant of a being. He is incredibly large, pig-like in his overall
Hence the hog.
appearance and everything. Obviously, there aren't too many people who look like that in the acting world, but there are some guys who still have the stature, and they can always, add some gut if they need
Yeah,
to.
like X-Men Origins Wolverine with the blob.
Yeah.
Hey,
or Danny
Kevin Durant
DeVito
was
in
fine.
Batman Returns.
You leave Kevin Durant alone.
I'm just saying they could do it.
Yes.
Like, I didn't know we had such a Kevin Durant fan club here.
I did not
My
I have no
bad.
problems with him.
So I went with Christian Nairn from Game of Thrones. He plays Hodor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's actually been to Kansas City.
He's a big boy.
He's a
huge
big dude. He's
Yeah.
a DJ as well. But that's beside the point. But yeah, he's a big guy.
Rave of Thrones. I'm pretty sure that's what he does. No, I'm not kidding.
He's a really just big statuesque
He is.
guy. But he's not like totally ripped out like most of the big guys in Hollywood, like, you know, The Rock or Vin Diesel, where they're just chiseled. No, he's just a big dude. And you know, physicality wise, he would be good. He's an actor. He can, you know, handle grueling schedules and things like that.
He doesn't really have to do much. Like,
He has a mask on.
walk around and like talk where you can't barely understand him.
Well, I mean, obviously,
Tom Hardy might have been good.
Breathe very heavily. Yeah.
obviously a movie is going to be a little bit different than the meta inside a match of Overwatch, since there's no story mode, you know. But yeah, so he was my pick for Roadhog.
Nice.
It's pretty solid, man.
Personal fan favorite, I suppose.
Good.
John.
I'm just going to get this one out of the way here. I had Winston, which is the giant, basically a Gorilla Grodd type character. He's a smart ape. So this would just be strictly voice acting. And I think there's only one man, in my opinion, right? Only one man, in my opinion, that can handle this old, wise gorilla. And
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it. No, Anthony Hopkins. I chose Anthony Hopkins.
Okay, I really just assumed you were going to say Andy Serkis.
Nope.
So
No, because he was thinking purely voice, not mocap.
Everybody wants to use Andy Serkis. He's used for everything, so I'm trying
Including
to think
a bunch
outside
of
the
movies
box.
about apes.
Trying to
Anthony
get
Hopkins
outside
is
the
like
box.
100 years old.
Exactly. He has that deep. He had Winston. To me, when I think of him, and I don't really play his character very much, but he's very wise. He's very humbling, and I think Anthony Hopkins can bring that.
His voice actor in the game actually sounds very young.
He's not he's not one of the older characters. That's an interesting pick. I know. I
mean, it would possibly still work. It's just not as close to the character in the game.
Odin Gorilla. That's interesting.
Yeah. Actually, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking of when he was playing Odin.
Is he gonna get an eye patch?
I mean, he could.
It's your movie, man.
His face isn't seen, so it's just his voice. So
No,
if he
I'm
wants
talking
to
about
wear,
Winston.
Well, would Winston get an eye patch?
I'd actually be pretty cool. But
In a peg leg.
So wait,
I'll
so
give him
you
a pirate
thought we
too.
were just gonna give Anthony
Let's see, we
Hopkins an
can
eye
grab
patch?
Winston. He's right there and just cover his eye the whole time.
Yes.
I like how you weren't thinking about giving Winston an eye patch. You were just gonna give the voice actor in the sound booth an eye patch.
I thought you were talking about Anthony Hopkins. I'm like, sure. Give him whatever he needs.
Whatever he needs to get
right.
the job done.
Listen, you guys were thinking I was going to go with the obvious choices, so I really thought outside the box for that one.
You definitely did.
Yeah. The guy who picks a random person who has a 3-second part in a movie, just saying. Anyways, who clearly Madani's mom in The Punisher, who is Persian, would have been a way better casting.
Just
Just
great.
saying.
Not old enough.
She is old. She's like 60 years old. Anyways, go ahead, Rachel.
Sure. All right.
Things are getting intense.
Okay, so for my next one, I had May, and I adore her.
I'm on a mental connection with you right now to pick who this is, so you better get it right.
I picked Kelly Marie Tran
Nailed it.
from Star Wars The Last Jedi. Because Rose Tico
Oh, she was good.
was adorable, and she should be May.
That's a really
would
great
be.
pick.
That was, again,
you.
in my mind, the only person I
No,
could think
it
of.
wasn't.
Yes, it was. That was the only person I could think of to play that.
I mean, that's great.
I was
It's
really
pretty
hoping
recent,
I'd
so.
make you proud with that because I know you main May.
Yeah, not
Or you
in
didn't.
competitive because that's really frowned upon pick and people think you're throwing the game when you pick May, but
And
when
why
we're
is
just doing-
that? Just explain why that is.
Well, so first off, who is May? Someone want to
May is
explain?
a scientist, a climatologist, somebody that studies the weather, and she's working in, I think, Antarctica at a research station, and there's a power outage and an avalanche, and she gets trapped in like cryostasis, and all the other people that were there with her die. And she's got a little robot named Snowball that helps her with her experiments and things like that. There's a really great short that they released of her character, so like it was very Pixar-y.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, this is May right
is
here.
May, yeah.
For those who are watching the stream,
Chinese.
either on Twitch or YouTube. She has
that's a good casting,
She
though.
has ice weapons,
powers, basically.
ice powers. Ice
she
weapons.
can build walls and shoot icicles and freeze people. And in general, there's a general there's something in competitive games called a meta, which is the main, most powerful team at the current time, because things are constantly being changed around, and she is not in any of the meta compositions for teams, so they don't really like it when you pick people that aren't in one of those metas.
Somebody's got to play that character. Like, what would be a better pick in their opinion? Then
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of characters that would play a role. That role better than her in most matches.
From our matches that we've played together, I feel like May has been very helpful in a lot of situations.
If you have a good May player and she's able to bottleneck and freeze players at the right moment,
it's supposed to be
she
played.
can be very powerful. But
in general, there's more DPS characters that do more damage and are easier to play. So
she's a little more situational.
I don't disagree.
Right.
There's some maps that just aren't really suited to her abilities as well. That are more open, so the walls don't have the same kind of effect, for example, or there's more range required.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan.
Who do I want to go with next? Okay, I'm going to go with Lucio. So in the game, Lucio is a black man that is a music artist. He's a healer in the game. He's like a famous music artist, and there's voice lines about, can I get your autograph, and things like that. So for him, I wanted somebody that could dance and sing. Probably not going to be necessary because Lucio doesn't sing, but this person does sing. They seem to go hand in hand a lot, and then the actors that can dance.
Chris Tucker.
Yes, Chris. No,
He's a little old.
I picked Keenan Lonsdale from The Flash. He's a dancer. He was on an MTV dance show.
I didn't
his
know
first
that.
role.
Is that Wally?
Wally.
Yeah. Okay. Wally. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think that he would be. I mean, he looks similar to the character. He might be a little tall, I guess, because the character seems kind of short in the game. But I guess he gets those legs too, so he can kind of compensate a little bit with that. But I think that would be the.
It's a cool pick.
I couldn't think of any A-list actors that really fit the bill, so I had to go to TV.
Yeah, because Lucio's on the younger side of the characters in Overwatch, so it's a little bit tougher. You have
12 years ago, man, Nick Cannon.
20 years ago, Nick Cage.
Drumline.
Yeah.
I had nothing personal against Nick Cannon, but Drumline.
Like,
hey, that made being in band very popular for a while.
Here's the thing: the most ridiculous thing ever said on this podcast was the Funko Pop giant monster.
Yes.
So,
I agree.
Just saying.
That was from Derek.
Yes.
Derek said, "Hold the phone."
He's
shooting looks.
That was Derek's villain for a Ghostbusters reboot.
You take it out of context and it makes no damn sense, does it?
It didn't make much sense.
You gotta go back 2 years to catch that episode.
Compare it to the marshmallow?
Yeah, that's where he got the idea from. He basically stole it, but then he turned it into a toy.
Yeah,
You'd be better
stole the idea
You'd be
for
better
my
off
reboot.
like the Michelin Man or something.
I was rebooting a movie and I stole the ideas from the franchise I was rebooting.
Hey, Derek, it's your turn.
No, I'm just curious. I mean,
It's your turn.
is Abrams ever going to fess up to stealing the Enterprise for his 2009 Star Trek movie?
yeah.
I mean, what gall?
It's your turn.
Just popped in there. All right, fine. So next up, I'm going to go with Reaper. So Reaper is a character who started off as a good guy in the old times and then is a bad guy by the time the game is taking place. He usually wears a mask. He dual wields really powerful pistols that are almost...
They're basically shotgun
Yeah,
pistols,
Right, yeah.
basically.
Like sawed-offs.
And he's got some really cool skins. Some of my favorite skins are his. But he's kind of tough, kind of darker character. He's got a gravelly voice.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
That would sound like you're questioning it. He
Right.
is Hispanic.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
that's
say,
a fact.
he is
He
Hispanic.
is. I decided
Derek
not...
whitewashed this character.
I did
sounds
not
like.
whitewash the character. I did not. Because I picked a black man to
Okay.
play Reaper.
Fair enough.
Idris Elba, right?
Yeah, there it is.
I did. Trust me, I wanted
I wonder
to.
which one of us hit Idris Elba, because you know he's got to be in here.
Somebody.
I wanted to, but no, I wanted to pick an actor who hasn't hasn't had anything big in quite some time, but was big at one point and is kind of needing something big to kind of re-kickstart his career. What are you doing, John?
We're gonna do this at the same time.
What are we doing at the same time?
The name, we know who it is.
I know.
We do. All right, let's go.
Who do you think it is?
Michael J. White.
Oh no, that's a good one though. I like that.
Sorry, I totally thought everything you
little-
said
been a
led up to
moment.
that.
I know.
He was a little.
I knew it was going to go wrong, too. That's what the best part was. I was watching these two cars heading straight for each other, and I was like, come on, baby, let's do this.
He was saying,
Look,
like,
I was
his
in one of
career
those cars,
has...
and I'm like, I'm just gonna turn here.
I need to make a left. You were leading up. The build-up was just perfect Michael J. White moment. All right. That's all right. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's a good pick
I
too.
ruined it for you.
I was looking.
You kind of did, but yeah.
I was looking for somebody else, so I actually went with Wesley Snipes.
Oh God.
Why? What's wrong with that?
That's in every one of his fan casts.
It is not
Wesley Snipes is in every
That is
pitch
not
that
true.
Derreck makes.
He's been in some of my pitches in the past, as has several other actors. But
I don't know if Wesley Snipes
I like your pick
has
better.
the gravelly voice you need. He can do the deep blade like.
well, that's what I'm thinking. He's basically Blade.
thinking
of the
Blade.
Mask.
We're going to actually have Christian Bale voice him.
Oh, God.
Thought that would be...
No, it's Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
My Winston,
And he's going to wear an eye patch while he does it.
my
So,
Winston
okay, so
has an eye patch.
It's Wesley Snipes,
And he's
but when he's
old.
got the mask on, it's Hugo Weaving. Right? So
Okay, I like it where this is going.
Actually, Hugo Weaving. If he were white, that would be a good choice. Yeah. Okay, Wesley Snipes.
So I was picturing the Blade character that Wesley Snipes obviously played three times. That character
Just
basically
Demolition
older.
Man, Wesley Snipes.
That's the era I'm thinking.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
not the Wesley
He was
Snipes
thinking
I was
Blade,
thinking
though.
of.
That's where I was. When he
No,
said
I'm
that,
thinking
I was like,
Demolition Man.
Blade.
You can think whatever you want.
I am.
but,
I mean, I prefer.
I'd like To Wong Fu Wesley Snipes.
That's pretty good, too.
Thanks.
White Man Can Jump. Anyways, we're that Wesley
Those
Snipes.
are his 4 movies.
Yeah,
Just-
all four of them.
he was in one of the Expendables.
Yeah.
For tax evasion, right?
No, that's so the joke. So the way that I forget, I think it's like Expendables 3,
Yes.
and so they're trying to rescue him off of a train, and when they get to him, they're trying to break. It's like a prison train. They go to break him out. And so what are you in for? And he's tax evasion. And the guy I was with watching, the two of us were the only people in the theater to laugh at
That
that.
knew because he was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he was in jail. I thought that was a hilarious joke.
Dude, imagine Wesley Snipes in jail. I like. No one messed with him, right? Like, I don't think anyone messed with him.
I don't think. I mean, being a successful rich actor, I don't think he was
in
put in a
white
position
collar, I
to be
understand.
messed with. You know, usually those guys are kept pretty safe. You never really hear about a previous celebrity in
But
jail.
also, Wesley Snipes
getting
is an
messed up.
accomplished martial artist with
Well,
multiple
yeah.
black belts, so I don't think anybody would really
That's a fair point.
mess with him anyway.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. But that also leads into why I think he would be good in an action film like this.
True.
So
Reaper does kick and punch a lot in the game, so...
again,
And
a
then he
movie has to be different.
Disappears and
Yeah, that's true.
The movie has to be
evades.
different than the mechanics that you're locked into in a first-person shooter.
Right, that's why, like,
Anthony
Hopkins
Hopkins.
could work.
I mean,
John, who's your
Reaper
next
can't even
pick?
put his guns down to scratch his nose. So
true.
Okay, so I'm going to go with one of the more obvious ones. I had McCree. McCree's kind of like a modern Western Clint Eastwood type character. Like,
Let's say it at the same time.
okay, you ready?
All right.
All right. Hold on.
1, 2, 3. Chris
Taylor
Pratt.
Kish.
Oh, bummer.
I said Taylor Kish.
Gambit.
Yeah, I immediately thought of John Carter and Gambit, and I just mashed them in my head, and I was like, he has the hair, he has the look, he has the gravelly voice, he could totally pull off that Western thing.
Well, as of now, he's really, really tiny because he's doing that Waco project, and he's the cult leader who killed everybody with the
But when he was
Kool-Aid.
John Carter, he would have been perfectly
God, yeah.
good
John
for that
Carter
role.
was a very underrated film, but because Disney screwed up prior with Prince of Persia, nobody went to go see John Carter.
Yeah, let's cast Gyllenhaal in a Prince of Persia movie. Anyways,
I went and saw that. I paid to see that movie.
I
just
did too.
FYI.
Prince of Persia?
Yeah.
I paid for John Carter.
both of them. And anyway, so I just thought he could pull off the serious portion of McCree. McCree's kind of like a serious character. And he's got his iconic thing is he's got a belt buckle that says Banff on it, and he obviously has a cocky
On his lifeguard skin, it says SAMF.
Sure.
Safe.
Right.
Is the first word.
That's a safe guy. Gotcha.
Not Sandy.
Not Sandy. He's not Anakin Skywalker.
But I mostly picked him on appearance. So
That's fair.
I would pick Chris Pratt only because I liked him in that was the
Magnificent Seven,
the most
yeah.
recent Western I've seen. And he did all right. The voice wouldn't be right. But.
Right. He could have been obvious, but I just
couldn't
don't
take
think
him too seriously.
Exactly.
But McCree isn't really like he always has like this little grin.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
like,
So I feel like that's okay.
every time Peter Quill tries to say something serious and intimidating, I kind of chuckle. Like, I love Chris Pratt, but I just have a hard time taking him too seriously.
Because he's always Burt Macklin.
Not always.
That's
but,
true.
I mean, it just,
Macklin, you son of a bitch.
he is always
to be fair, like half of Peter Quill is also Burt Macklin, so
yeah.
Or Johnny Karate.
Or
That's the other half.
that's the other half is Johnny Karate.
It's the best half right there.
Animal loose in the studio. Anyway,
That's it.
you're up, Ray.
All right, so my Sombra, she is also a Latina, and
Did you cast a black man?
I cast
No, I would have, but
I cast Zoe Saldana.
Oh, I could.
Ooh.
You know, she's a
good.
Latina actress.
She's
and,
very good.
I absolutely love her. I want her to be Queen of the Nerds. I want her in every major franchise because she has great acting. She creates wonderful action sequences, and she just completely transforms, whether she's in Avatar, Star Trek, or Guardians. She's incredible. So I thought she'd make a really neat Sombra, and you know, she'd have fun being a villain because she hasn't been in a really long time.
Is she actually
Sombra's
Hispanic
on-
though? I think
yeah.
she's Indian.
No. She's got some Hispanic descent.
Yeah.
Ryan's
Check
gonna
that.
Google it.
No, I'm pretty
she's a
sure. I think
Latina
you might be
actress.
right. I think she's like
No, I know she's a Latina actress, but I'm talking about Sombra, the character. Oh, Sombra. No, I'm thinking of Symmetra, sorry.
Yeah, I also have
Sombra.
Symmetra, and I did cast a Middle Eastern actress for that
Okay.
one, but
I got confused.
Machine Gun.
Too many S.
yeah.
No, that's fair. I have to pause and think about it too. Sombra's pretty cool.
No,
though.
that she'd be great for that.
She her character introduction was really cool because she basically like hacks the keynote presentation at BlizzCon when she was announced, and everyone was kind of like thinking that she was coming. So she hacks technology and can like teleport and do like turn off people's technology that runs their suits and things like
The
that.
one woman from Fast and Furious would have been good too.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
No,
Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez.
See,
yeah.
but then she'd
I'm
have to
just
die.
kidding
in the
because
movie.
Gal Gadot.
and then come back 2 movies later.
I
Completely
imagine
fine.
with a cast of, 20 some odd people, some people are gonna die.
But it always, if Michelle Rodriguez
then they
is in the
respawn
movie,
the
it
next
has to
round.
be her.
They just respawn the next round.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez.
If Sean Bean and her are both in a movie,
Oh no, there's
the
no
whole
hope.
movie ends 30 seconds into
There's
it.
no hope.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
We only
Second
have-
to last.
Yeah, I was gonna say we only have 2 left. All right, I'm gonna go with Doomfist.
Terry Crews.
come on.
That's who I wanted to cast.
I know.
But the character, the way they have it in
Yeah.
the game, does not fit Terry
Yeah,
Crews
right.
at all. And it really, I don't know if it'll fit my actor.
Husam, what's his name?
Who, Sam?
What?
Husam, or what isn't it? Go ahead.
I kind of wanted to go Chadwick Boseman because I was like,
No.
he's playing an African character and he does the accent correctly and things like that. But instead, I just watched Creed, so I'm going to go with Michael B. Jordan because I love Creed and he
No.
was great.
Not even big enough.
Yeah, like I mean,
Dude, he was big in Creed.
dude's
like,
a phenomenal actor.
Yeah,
but
but-
just physically, like he's not like a heavyweight guy. You know.
We're adding weight
Yeah,
onto
geez.
quite a few people here digitally, so I don't see why
I
Doomfist
would've
isn't
chose
any
a more
different than
African
Roadhog
person.
or Torborn.
What's that guy from the island? The one that's hunting them, the bounty
I never
guy?
saw the
Jamal,
island.
who
Yes,
saw-
that's who I was trying to say. He's like perfect, and he was actually Black Panther. He voiced Black Panther for the cartoon series that was on one of the networks. But anyways, he'd been perfect for it.
Oh, sorry you didn't
But
get
but
him.
you pick
A
Michael
great
B. Jordan.
actor. Yes.
An actor for a
Voice, of
character
course.
who has very little lines.
He has
What?
just as many lines as every other character
Yeah,
in
he
the
talks.
game.
He talks just the same amount.
All right.
I don't think you've played since Doomfist has been out, my friend.
And I mean,
I
if
played
there was really a
Doomfist.
narrative, I mean, he's like the leader of the of talent, so that he would have to have a good.
He'd have to
amount
be
of
the
lines.
big bad,
Yeah,
right?
essentially, which he is in Black Panther, so.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen.
No,
it
there's
yet,
nothing about
so
Michael
we
B.
don't know how
We assume
gonna
he's the
be.
big bad.
There's nothing about Michael B. Jordan that leads me to believe he couldn't pull off what that role would require. I just was thinking somebody physically larger.
Yeah,
that's all.
And like if we could get Terry Crews' stature,
right?
And
Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan's acting ability. Nothing wrong with Terry Crews' acting ability.
It's just a different tone.
For sure.
It's a very different type of character.
Terry loves yogurt.
That's true. He does love yogurt.
Derek?
Though, of course, Terry Crews, what's the video game? Time Crisis or something that he's going to be in? The next video game? The one that was supposed to be a launch title for the Xbox One X.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
About that.
I can't remember which game it is now.
He's just doing Old Spice commercials, man.
Oh, well. All right, so yeah, two left. So I'm going to go with Reinhardt next. He is a much older guy.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
So I actually had a really hard time casting this one because I wanted John Rhys Davies, but he's like 10 years too old for this particular role. Because, Reinhardt can be about 60, but when you're pushing like 70 or 80, that's a little too much. So I kind of had a hard time with this one, but I decided to go with Richard Armitage, who played Thorin in the Hobbit films. Obviously, you'd have to age him up. But from a personality and stature perspective, I think he would do a really good job. For those who don't know, he is in not really a mech suit. It's more of just giant armor, right? So
it kind of is a mech suit. There's no way his arms are that long.
Yeah, he's basically like you think of like paladin armor.
It's like power armor from Fallout, basically.
Yeah,
which is another video game, so I guess it would if you're a movie person.
It's tough to explain, right? But it is giant armor, and most of the time he's got like a helmet on in the game, but some of his skins he's not wearing the helmet. So I wanted somebody who could handle either side of that. And this one was really tough because the voice actor just looks nothing like the character.
Right.
And he's so good. So in my head, like, I kept seeing Christoph Waltz because he looks a lot like the voice actor, and personality-wise would be good, but physically, it just...
I would have guessed David Hasselhoff.
Gosh, no.
Because he references him like 20 times in the voice lines.
It's terrible.
No.
Okay, John, your turn.
Wait, so was that good? Like, nobody really...
It was fun.
No,
I actually think he's a great actor, and
I
he's
think
pretty
that you
underrated.
You wanted the German accent. I told
But
you to do that.
you were all about the physicality not being right, and so you think that one's perfect?
He's in a suit. It makes
He's not
sense.
in a suit all the time. You see him in his short out of the suit, and he's a huge dude.
Huh?
He's really not that big.
He's in the suit. He just doesn't have the helmet on.
He's not in the
He's
suit
saying
when
that
he's
when
in the
he's not in the
bar,
suit,
is he?
he's
When he's
huge.
with his daughter?
I thought he just didn't have the helmet on.
I thought he was like. I
thought he
you
was
also in
normal
the
sized.
comics. There's like a Christmas one, and you
That's
see him
true.
sitting on a
Yeah.
chair,
So
and
he's
he's
not
a
normal
big
sized.
dude. No, he's like a giant.
He's a big guy, and that's why I think that
don't know.
Armitage would be fine for that.
There's no
But
one that big.
Oh,
To Ray's point, he does
Almost as
have.
big as Doomfist.
He can do the
Right.
German
Terry,
accent.
it's close.
He can do the German accent because in Captain America he played one of the Hydra agents.
I forgot about that.
Heinz Krug. Heinz Krug, I think is what it was.
Rachel knows that because she just recently watched that movie for our other podcast, The Gauntlet. which you can check
Heinz
out.
Kruger. Heinz Kruger. ER at the end.
Sorry, I was trying to plug that for you, Derek, but you were going.
He got really excited.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't get to do plugs very often.
So I'll go on to my next one. It's kind of a weird coincidence. So I've got D.Va, and she's Asian, and she's kind of like the fun video game character. She actually like basically...
Yeah, she's like a Korean gamer.
Right.
If you follow video games, Koreans are always like
And she's very
the ones
popular.
winning esports and stuff like that.
Well, especially in Blizzard games.
She has a giant... Yeah, and they're actually leading in the league.
Counter-Strike and a bunch of other games.
She has like a giant mech suit, and I think it's actually on the table there. There it is, giant mech suit, and in there she's basically playing video games. So I thought someone who kind of fit that, but was also very fun and playful. It's just kind of interesting that they just announced her for Planet Comic-Con. Pom Clementif is who I picked.
Guardians.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, she plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy too. So
That's really cute.
she can deliver the funny lines. She's very cute and playful. And I don't think she is of Korean descent, but she's like French and some, one of the Asian cultures. I'm not quite sure which one, but I just thought she looked the character and she could deliver the lines very well.
I'd watch that. I think that's cute. She's definitely not 19, so
Yeah, I
you
think
would have to
part of the
age
problem
up
is that
D.Va.
Finding an actress that's 19 years old or however old D.Va is.
Right.
Yeah, she is very young. Her and Lucio are the two youngest. And I guess Tracer's pretty young too. But
I mean, they all oftentimes we Saved by the Bell. I mean,
Yeah.
we always pick 30-year-olds to
well,
play.
yeah, my Tracer actor, she's not 20. You know.
Yeah.
So.
That's all I got for her.
Jennifer Lawrence isn't in her like mid to late 40s or 30s.
Whoa, I
So,
have to say she's not
like
that
Mercy.
old.
No, that was my problem with Mercy. I ended up going younger rather than older.
Yeah.
So
It happens. You got to do what you do.
I feel like it's easier to age somebody up if you need to than it is to age them down. That CGI is not always great.
Kurt Russell, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's
That
probably
was-
the only reason why they got the nomination.
It
Practical.
was so good.
Because it was a
combination.
Well,
Yeah.
the guy's he knows the guy's face, like...
Yeah, it was a combination of things.
Like a
It's
canvas.
kind of a perfect storm situation for them.
Right.
All right, so my next one, Soldier 76. I chose Daniel Craig.
That's good.
I'm fine with it. Yeah,
Okay, good.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
That's
of
actually
actors.
really
It's a
funny.
very generic
It could,
role.
yeah, I went through a ton. I was just like male actors in their 40s, and I was just going through, and like my initial one was Gerard Butler, but to be
That would've been
honest,
good, too.
he has a terrible
His
American accent.
Yeah.
It is awful.
His
Like,
accent sucks.
if you ever watch The Honest Truth, which I'm really sorry if you have, because I'm in that same boat, but he's just really bad at American accents. You let that Scottish sneak out though, and it's fine.
It looks like it's so hard for him to
Right,
talk
it's
when he's trying to do it. You know?
He's like
Like he
almost
stuffed
like
a bunch of socks in his mouth first or something.
he like does this weird like side thing to make it happen. It's so weird.
But I love Daniel Craig, and he wants to move on from James Bond, but he wants to continue doing a lot of action stuff. So I thought this would be good. This would be a lot of
Did
fun
you consider
for him.
Anthony Hopkins?
You know, he wasn't in the list.
No.
I'm so sorry.
You wear an eye patch behind the visor?
Out of shape Anthony Hopkins like, he, like get off my lawn. Like I cannot see that.
So for those who don't know Soldier 76, he kind of plays like the generic first-person shooter character, so your Master Chief, your Call of Duty character, that kind of thing.
feel like
Just
more
like generic soldier.
Yeah. But he is a little bit older. He wears
He's a super soldier, basically. Yeah.
he's got a visor that he wears. So
Tactical visor.
yeah,
That's
there's
true.
lots of like old dad jokes and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that in the community, and you know he's got one of his skins where he's wearing like a barbecue grill apron and that kind of stuff.
I will never
So,
change that skin off of.
Fair enough. No, that's a good one. I like
Thank
that.
you. Last round, everybody.
Okay, last round. Okay, so I am going to go with John's favorite character from when he used to play a year or so ago, Junkrat.
Ugh.
Who would you pick? I've given thought to this even though it wasn't my
He actually
character.
cast you,
I cast
Right?
John.
Yes. I'm Australian.
but you have to lose your leg first.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just chop it off
can-
after the
we can-
podcast.
we can-
Or on the
Dedication.
podcast.
Dedication to the
Right.
cause.
Very dedicated. to
Suffer
the
for your
roles.
art.
So this was a tough one. I kind of wanted to go Australian, but I don't think this actor's Australian, so whatever. But I looked like Liam Hemsworth and stuff like that, but they didn't have like the crazy enough face to really pull off
No.
Junkrat.
Most of the Australian actors don't. They're
Yeah.
all just like really attractive
Chiseled.
people.
Yeah.
Very beautiful people.
The only crazy one is Mel Gibson, and he
he's
should have
so-
been like Reinhardt.
And but even when he was younger, like crazy or not, he was like a good-looking guy.
Yes.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I went with somebody that's more of a method actor that I felt like could really get into the character. Jared Leto.
Oh God.
That's actually really
First
good.
of all, I
Yeah,
kind of want to see
that's
him blow
pretty
himself
great.
up when he's trying to learn stuff.
I can see that.
He'd probably chop off his leg for the role.
I believe it.
But also he can get like that crazy look in his eyes.
Yeah.
Whether you loved or hated the Joker, he did look pretty like
Very much.
in his eyes. He like,
looked crazy.
Could have the crazy look.
Yeah.
he looked very much.
And he's
like
got like a skinnier face, like a very thin face, and I think he could pull off like the smoking like constantly smoking hair and yeah. So
That's good, man.
Yeah,
I given
Right.
thought to that, and I could never come up with somebody. So that's a really good one.
about the best I could come up with.
Derek.
That's good. So my last character is Tracer. If you know anything about Overwatch, you probably know Tracer. She's kind of the face of the game. She's
on your
British.
shirt.
She is on my shirt for the Overwatch League. She is a ex-pilot. Her abilities allow her to run super fast, and she can roll back time a few seconds. And
Now, private moment that you've shared between us. It's very personal. You're sexually attracted to Tracer? Is that?
not. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think that a lot of heterosexual males probably are.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Even though she is not herself.
She is not
a
heterosexual. No, she is not. She is in a happy same-sex relationship according to the comics.
Yes.
So I assume that would come up in a movie or the game if the game ever got a story.
Which is still a big deal in gaming, so that's a really big deal.
Overwatch is really trying to be as representative as possible, and that's great because more women try to play this. Toxic environment aside, they try.
She's a really fun, bright kind of character, very positive and optimistic and friendly and all that type of stuff. But her British accent's kind of a big part of her character, so I wanted to pick a British actor. So I'm actually going with Felicity Jones.
Oh, cute.
And she, of course, was Jen in Rogue One, if you didn't see Star Wars. Rogue
good.
One, a Star Wars story, whatever you want to call it. So she is a little bit older than Tracer's portrayed to be in the game. But I think just physically and personality-wise, she fits it pretty well.
I would have
Nice.
gone with Daisy Ridley. But really, it's 6'1", half dozen another. They are similar looking.
And they're both in Star Wars
And they're both
movies.
British.
Yeah.
So
That's good. That's a very good one.
All
Even
right.
the girl that does her voice, if she were brunette, she could be really good at it too. Have you seen that girl?
Yeah, she'd be okay.
She was in a show I
but is
watched
she,
called
I don't
Crazy
think
Head.
she's an actual actress, is she?
Yeah, she was in a show I watched called Crazy Head,
Never heard of it.
but it's on
Must've been
Netflix.
good.
It's a British one. You don't watch British shows.
That's true. Good point. Except Monty Python.
Anyway.
So, Don, who was your last one? Do you want to...
Nope, you're good. Go
You
ahead.
done?
Are you sure?
Cut off.
Are you
You're
sure?
done.
I'm
Nope.
so
All
sorry.
right.
No,
3,
the
2,
music's
1.
playing. We're
You're
pulling
cut
off stage.
Okay.
It's too late. I just want to thank the Academy.
Yeah. So so we're going to talk about sexually attracted. This is my
You're
Widowmaker.
sexually attracted to Widowmaker?
More than...
Brian, who
yeah.
are you sexually attracted to
I
in
am
Overwatch?
not-
Clearly May.
Zenyatta. It's
Clearly
Zenyatta,
May.
isn't it?
No.
It's not May?
I'm not really sexually attracted to any cartoon characters.
Okay, sorry.
See, I find most
Personally.
Your penis doesn't wiggle a little for any of these?
Not really that I've noticed, but
feel like it's
I find
May.
that most of the women in the game are attractive. Some
Not
more than
most.
others, but
They are all attractive women, but the reason I picked...
Anna's a little old for me, so
I don't even care. I'm just kidding. Anyways, this is Widowmaker, and
Yes.
Widowmaker is like their sniper, and she's kind of got a cool story. But the thing for me is she's super attractive. She's got blue skin, and she has legs for days. Okay. There's only one person in my mind that
she was
has
a dancer.
legs.
She had the legs.
She was a dancer at one point.
Yeah, she's
so,
a ballerina, right?
Yeah, so she always wears heels and
She's
like
Russian.
French, I think.
French?
Yeah.
French? There you go.
because they
last
didn't
name's
want her to be
Croy.
exactly Black Widow. So
She's okay. Anyways, so there's only one actress in my mind that has legs for days and looks good in colored paint. You know what I mean? Her skin color, and that's Karen Gillian. Like, I think she would be
Okay.
perfect as Widowmaker.
You saw her as Nebula, and you were like, give her some hair.
Give her some hair. And she just has she has long legs, and that's Widowmaker. And obviously, it fits the dancing profile, so I think she'd be
I like
great
it.
for it.
okay,
There's not a lot of actresses we've seen in purple, so I mean it does
It's
narrow
true.
it down if you go by those criteria too.
Well, she looks great in purple, so you put her in any same thing with
is she a dancer?
no, but she had a nice scene in Jumanji that was hilarious.
Okay, I haven't
Where she
seen
tries to
Jumanji yet,
dance.
so okay,
I don't see why she wouldn't be able to
okay,
with those legs.
This is getting weird.
yeah, all right.
I think we're long past getting.
It's like leave a comment if you agree with me.
Everyone's got their thing. It's fine. So,
At least John
this
didn't
dude just
stare
said
into
he's like-
space and drool for 2 seconds.
Dude just said he likes Tracer like that, and I just figured I'd lean in.
I just said that I found Tracer attractive, and then
I
we
said the
moved
same
on
thing.
to other things.
I did. It's a little longer, but yeah.
Well,
Like her legs.
Derreck's an ass man, and Tracer has so many booty poses.
Not as many as
No,
what
they had
she
to get rid of
wants.
I was gonna say, like, but when Widowmaker's standing there, you're just like, you know?
Yeah, I'm like that all the time.
This is going off the rails.
I had Symmetra and I cast Sophia Butella because I love her and I want her to be in everything.
I like that pick anyway. That's great.
I love Symmetra.
She's awesome.
She is like Green Lantern. She makes
Kind
all
of.
these really cool constructs and weapons and defense mechanisms, and she's...
Yeah, she is an area control hero. And basically, she can take over an area and keep people from entering, or if they do enter, they die.
And she can create a teleporter. That's her ultimate.
And a shield generator.
Oh, right, yes.
And that's incredible.
Yeah. So that's a good pick. I mean, she's one of my favorite actors right now, so.
Yeah, she's great.
And she played
adore
Jayla
her.
in one of the Star Trek.
Star
Yeah,
Trek
she was in
Beyond.
Jayla. She kicked so much ass in Atomic Blonde. She was the best
Kingsman.
part about the Mummy.
Kingsman.
She kicked a ton of ass in Kingsman.
The first Kingsman.
She had
Yes.
the blade legs.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to, like, when I first saw that, I thought those were her actual legs. Like,
But she was an actual amputee.
I did.
Yeah.
I really thought that because she just handled it all so well. But I guess the CGI is just that good. So.
Yeah.
But
And just for fun, I promised Ryan that I would cast Jonathan Rhys-Davies as Torborn for you.
That's good.
Completely
all right.
ridiculous.
That works out. He's in the movie anyway.
Completely ridiculous. There's no way he could do
Yeah, I
it,
mean,
but I
geez,
don't care.
come on.
I promised Ryan I would do it.
I mean, could he not? I mean, Torbjorn is older,
He is.
you know, and
He is a dwarf.
you know he
He is a dork.
He is.
I know he is. No,
he is, but I mean, you know, he was Gimli in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Well, this is like Gimli except with a white beard instead of a
Yeah,
red
right,
one.
which I'm sure he has now.
Yeah.
It's true. This totally makes sense.
I think he could do it. I mean, because his character really revolves around turrets and not really being like right in the action necessarily. So in a narrative, I think you can make that work.
Yeah.
There's a couple characters we didn't do. We didn't do Zenyatta or Genji or Zarya.
We didn't do Genji, so Genji is Hanzo's brother. So I guess we could just pick the same actor.
Yeah, perfect.
Are they twins?
No, actually, I would probably pick like Donnie Yen or something.
Donnie Yen would be a good one. That was
Yeah,
There
actually
you go.
really
mine
good
for
for
me.
that.
But you never get to see him, so that's kind of an
Doesn't
interesting-
matter.
Well,
He's
might
that
be a good opportunity to use like Ray Parker.
He has other skins. He has other skins where you can see him.
They're the Shimano
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got an idea for Zarya?
Some bodybuilder. I don't
Like
know.
Ronda Rousey?
Actually,
No, it
sounds
needs to be
bad.
somebody Russian. I feel like it's.
I mean, ideally, yes. Ideally, you
But I
want
don't know
someone-
enough Russian bodybuilder, female
Off the top
bodybuilders.
of your head?
Now for
Mother
Zenyatta,
Russia from Kick-Ass
Oh, that would
too.
be. But but she's a little old.
That woman
character.
was,
But
she
yeah,
was pretty close.
cut.
Give her some pink hair.
Paul Bettany for Zenyatta.
Because he's Vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's either him or Alan Tudyk.
I just thought the same thing.
I
was
think
like,
he actually looks more like Alan Tudyk.
Zenyatta face? I feel like that's insulting to Alan.
Is it?
I feel like
Sorry,
it is.
Alan. If you watch this show.
I don't think it's
Intro.
in
He does every week.
So my Overwatch movie would be basically Mean Girls, except with Talon and Overwatch.
Okay.
You don't even go here.
Exactly.
No.
Just saying.
Is there anybody else that we don't
You
have?
can't just ask someone why they're Talon.
We didn't do Farah.
No. we
And that's
didn't.
Anna's mom. Or Anna's daughter.
Daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
Farrah's cool. She's one of the characters I tend to play.
Madani from Punisher.
All right. I'm
okay
good
with
with that.
That girl.
Yeah.
She's got a
she's
jetpack
actually
and
Persian
rocket
too.
launchers.
Yeah.
Armor. Yeah.
She's actually Persian too.
Awesome.
She'd be perfect.
Anybody else? Is that everybody?
I believe so. I
think we got it.
mean,
It's an ever-expanding roster of characters, so it's easy to forget somebody. All right, well then that's episode 101.
Arisia.
Oh,
Sorry.
right. Well, so that one's a little bit tough because you gotta cast the girl, and then
The machine.
the machine does Arisa have a voice of her own?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Lupita Nyong'o should do the voice for the mech.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm good with that. I'd have to look for the kid because you need like a 10 or a 12-year-old girl. So.
The girl from A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's not out yet.
I
so-
got this!
Look at that.
Yeah,
You're much
right?
faster at this, and I have to think about it a lot longer. So, all right, awesome. Well, that's it, everybody. You can, of course, find us at heroespodcast.com and at Heroes Podcasts on all the social media networks. We are also live on Twitch every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central for Screen Heroes. You can chat with us live, even though it was a little quiet tonight, but I think we were having some network difficulties there. You can catch the stream later on our YouTube channel. John and Ryan, you guys are at Buster Props.
Show them the shirt. Yes.
It says Buster
Boom.
Props for those who are just listening on the
Remember
podcast.
that?
You guys, of course, will have a booth at Planet Comic-Con here in mid-February.
We will. Yeah.
You don't have a booth number yet, right?
No.
It's too early. Just asking.
No.
They might not even have one on Friday.
Yeah. We might
but
just set up at a random table. We don't know.
You walk in, you call dibs.
Yeah.
that is not how it works. Ray, of course, can be found at Siren Ray.
I get the arms, man.
I know. Apparently you're way cooler than we are.
The Will Smith meme arms.
She
Don't
has
say what
sex
you're
with
trying-
me,
oh.
so you know.
Okay.
Oh, does he have sex with you guys too?
I
So
didn't do anything else.
I'm trying to wrap up here, guys. Ray will also be at Planet Comic-Con. I will be at her booth most of the weekend.
Yeah.
We also have 3 panels at Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City. On Friday, we will be doing Screen Heroes. On Saturday, Red Shirts and Runabouts. And on Sunday, Costume Couture.
Woo.
So go to facebook.com/Heroes Podcast. Check out our events to see the details for those. I am the Star Trek dude. We'll catch everyone next week. Have a good time.
Bye.
101.
Bringing the numbers back.
It's 101.
Didn't you do that?